MLB the Show tips, we're going to take a look at one of the greatest power hitters in the game, Nelson Cruz. Recent upgrades have given him a 94 power against righties, 98 power against lefties, making him extremely dangerous. Here we go. These are the recent upgrades and the last few stat updates he's received. And you can see the very top line there is the 90 overall he currently is, 94 versus righties, 98 versus lefties, the power. But look at the contact, 69, and then much better against lefties, 86. You can see his cold and hot zones there. Versus left, it's almost everywhere is hot. But against righties, lower part of the zone, especially middle in, is where he is the most dangerous. And that's really what I want to talk about, because a lot of guys have asked me on Twitter at MLB the Show _tips, where and how do I use Nelson Cruz to the best? So let's go through an at bat. And I've talked in another video about tracking pitches from top down. So start with the top, take away the high fastball. But Nelson Cruz, I'm telling you, I've had no success trying to either catch up with the high fastballs consistently, and I just don't see him hitting for a lot of power with those high fastballs. And that could change depending on who you're playing against, how good they are. But against the computer especially, and I took him into practice mode here, and we're going to show you about a few minutes worth of this in my approach here. I found he is extremely effective at hitting low in the zone. So I kind of abandoned that track the pitch from high to low and just said I'm going to focus on the low and let everything else go that's up in the zone. And so when I see something low, I go swing at it just with a normal swing, and that thing's off the wall. With a normal swing, I was late on it. And I said, okay, all right, maybe Cruz is a low ball hitter, and that's what we need to focus on. So I did that a little more. I still tried to track pitches here and there as well, but I definitely had more success just staying low with Cruz. And he just had gap power. He had home run power with the normal swing, which is X, not square, which is the power, or circle, which is contact. Definitely don't use contact with Cruz. So there's an example. I stayed up in the zone, and I was able to muscle that out for a single. It was not the prettiest hit, though, and I was right on top of it. So that made me a little concerned, even though that was a single. So I said, all right, I'm going to stay low. And I kept doing a few different pitchers. This is the Tigers' Anibal Sanchez. There's another double. They're going to see Chris Archer a little later on, and Corey Kluber from the Indians as well. And you just see over and over. There was one I was on the inside waiting for it. It was a fly ball out, but man, that was a nice swing, and all the way to the warning track. So stay low here, be patient, and just get a good swing on it. That's a normal swing. Again, let's see, was that out of there? No, warning track power, all right on the fence. That was pretty darn close, though. So that one I was really late on, and I believe was outside the zone, but I was able to still make contact with it, just staying low. Here's another one low in the zone. Almost over the outfielder's head there. That was a nice swing, though. So I think you get the idea that he's a really good low ball hitter, and especially if you're waiting on pitchers down in the zone because they're going to break. So there's one I tracked it from high to low, and it's gone. It is out of here. That was crushed. So that was a very good swing. But again, low ball hitter, you see I was just under the fastball outside of the zone. Here's CC Sabathia. I'm tracking it against him. Very late on it. And you can see a lot of my home runs are going center field to right field. I think I'm just waiting on them for them to either break, or if they're fastballs, I'll wait for them to get in the zone. There's a nice single up the middle. Looked like the slider there from Archer. Going back to Sabathia. Another right field, right center gap. Gets down for a real good double. So switch it up if you're having trouble with Cruz. Go from directional to zone hitting in your gameplay options for batting. If you like the look of this, it's the wedge. They got the classic, the rectical, all sorts of different looks there. And I'm using the catcher zoom 3 angle as well. Ask me any other questions on Twitter, MLB the Show _tips, and subscribe here for more videos on Diamond Dynasty, pitching, hitting, you name it.